Hey guys, per usual, everything on this channel is for educational purposes only and is not intended as financial advice. So it's been a while. I'm going to stick to King Corn in the video. King Corn is reigning supreme. I was kind of bamboozled as far as how we even got here. Since April 1st, it's been quite a blur. I put it all down on a chart. Yeah, it's busy. I know. I won't go through all this now, but I'll leave a link in the description below. I think the biggest things, honestly, for me were TA related. Getting a lot of hate for being anti-news or whatever on Twitter. Sorry, for me, TAs, it's all about the TA. I mean, the multi-month support was broken, big move. Multi-month resistance broken, big move. And then it's just been 4-hour cloud, and that's just really been it. We had a head and shoulders fake out here. Everything else is kind of like ancillary supporting actors sort of situation. Anything bearish for Tether is bullish for Bitcoin because people go into Bitcoin. Anything bearish for Binance is bearish for alts, bullish for Bitcoin. As soon as Binance is kicking off US people, that's bullish. If exchange tokens are bullish, Bitcoin's generally inverse to that. So as Binance was making its all-time high, Bitcoin pulled back a little. As Bitfinex was raising its IEO, Bitcoin pulled back a little. Binance hack, barely a blip. Man, was that a big deal sitting through it. I can't even tell you. With the chain reorg business. Wow. Looking at that now, completely in the rear view. Bitstamp flash crash also was made to be quite a big deal. Again, rear view, unimportant. Just a quick check on the quarterly. We're putting in a 176 for the quarter. Plus. Wow. The biggest since December, or Q4 2017, my bad. And amongst the biggest quarter, you almost beats 2011 Q1. So, it's top 5, top 6, whatever, quarters historically. Massive, huge, can't be understated. One thing I'm watching sort of coming into this week is June 28th is a CME rollover. For the most part, all the volume is on the front rolling contract, the current weekly contract or whatever. So the volume is going to be on this 28th contract, regardless of, if people are in over here. But if we get over that hump in a bullish fashion, that'll be good. Generally, all these ellipses I've highlighted are all bearish moves on any contract rollover, whether it be put in a local top sort of situation, or just, basically in the rollover time period, barring this one, there was a massive down move, either right before the contract closes, right before the new contract opens, or right after the new contract opens. So that kind of gives us a kill zone of like June 28th, July 1st. We got July 4th in the US as a holiday. So if we can get past July 4th without blowing to a 40% drop, I think we just keep going. If we have trouble, if we stagger in July 4th-ish region, I think things will get interesting depending on what type of consolidation we put in. Bitcoin since April, it just sucked the life out of the room for alts again. I'm not going to talk about any of these on this video, but it's getting hard to actually put all these on the same chart because BTC is just pulling away so hard. If we look at the weekly cloud, we have not been above the weekly cloud since June 2018. Pretty amazing. Quite the run here. The last time we broke above a weekly cloud was June 2016. So to rewind the tape a little bit, we had the ascending triangle for 250 days. Then we had the breakout. Everyone was like, oh my God. Everybody was, not everybody. There was a massive net short open interest on Bitfinex to break out of that. Great. We break above the weekly cloud. Then we consolidate a bit. Then we get a Bitfinex hack that gives us a minus 37% down move back into the weekly cloud to the weekly key June. As we break above here, I'm thinking to myself, I'm talking to everybody I can, what could even possibly happen that would give us a down move on news? I don't know. We had a Binance hack, we had a flash crash. Didn't matter. Straight up. No chaser. I don't even know. I mean, that's the nature of a black swan. You can't predict it. You can't think about it. For the most part, we have a bunch of white swans, which are bullish events that we can predict, things like backed, which probably doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. A bunch of, ETF applications that probably don't matter immediately in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, if you can think of any black swans, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Daily cloud. Haven't touched the Kijun since breakout April 1st. Pretty rare. I haven't checked historically. This has to be one of the longest periods that we've not touched the daily Kijun. I mean, it's been the entire quarter, 90 days, We haven't touched it. Haven't touched the 50 since March, 50 EMA. You can see the golden cross. Again, people talking about technicals don't drive this thing. Golden cross straight up. Above the 200 straight up. Above the daily cloud straight up. We failed to complete the head and shoulders. Boom. Massive up. Here we go. We're at a pretty big level here. This is where a inverted head and shoulders failed. We got a bearish Kijun reversal. Kijun bounce here in March 2018. But overall, there's not much volume resistance. I'll show that on another chart to the upside. So downside targets 50 EMA and the daily Kijun at both are at like 83, 8400, 8350, 8400, something like that. And again, just to highlight the 4-hour cloud, how quickly this whole move has been. As soon as we get this 4-hour bull breakout, bullish Kumo breakout, it's just boom, up. 4-hour bullish Kumo breakout, up. Nothing else has really mattered. Sure, we've had events that have helped propel us there, but from a trend perspective, it's just been straight up. Zooming in a little on the 4-hour, we've also had ascending triangles, a big one here, smaller one here. We've had bullish Kijun bounces on the 4-hour. We had a bearish TK cross to get you out of that trade. We had a bearish edge to edge. We had multiple touches on the 200. Again, bullish Kumo breakout on the 4-hour. And it's just been straight up with Tenkan bounces, which are uber bullish if you're on that time frame. I will say this slowly and carefully because I'm sure I'll get crucified no matter what I say. I don't believe this head and shoulders will actually play out. I draw it on here as a possible path to a reversal that I will watch within the coming days. Important things to note include a descending volume profile and a shoulder that meets the previous shoulder on a horizontal, as well as a massive horizontal support around 10.5. To back that up is a bearish edge-to-edge trade possibility to 9.5. So if this actually plays out, it's going to be a edge-to-edge situation, just like it was from here to here. As I'm recording this, we're breaking up, so who knows? But it's here, potentially. The trade entry is here, and from there, the targets are pretty simple. But as far as how we get down this low, I just don't know. I mean, we're going to bounce on the 200. We're going to at least stall around 959 if we do break down. But how we get below that, who knows? That's going to be a massive undertaking that nobody can really think about. One thing that I noticed that's kind of bearish is this tri-star stuff. It isn't a perfect bearish tri-star, so don't hate me for that. But when I'm looking at reasons to be bearish or things for reversal, that's the kind of thing I'm looking at. Another trend following indicator is the Williams with fractals and alligator. I don't talk about it a lot. I look at it very frequently. Very similar to cloud, very similar to any EMA strategy. These are just 3 EMAs. This is bullish, and then when it twists, just like cloud, you get out, you get back in. Your entries, you're adding above any bull fractal. You are moving your stop loss up on any bear fractal. And then when it breaks the bear fractal, you close. So what it's telling you here, what it told you here, you're not really paying attention to it in this region because there's a massive pattern consolidating here. It's sideways. Any trend following indicator is not going to be your friend when things are sideways. But once things get going, like the cloud, then it's game on like Donkey Kong, and you're long, whatever. Like I said, stop loss. So you're out here, and then you're adding again, just as we denied the head and shoulders, just as Binance kicked off US users, daily active addresses hit 1 million, etc., etc., etc. Then you're adding again here, and then there hasn't been any stop losses put in yet on the Williams, and there won't be anytime soon. It's going to take a couple days to actually show a significant stop loss level up here. But in general, your stop loss would be at the middle EMA, around 10K, that is probably. And then lastly, if I'm looking for upside targets, I'm looking for where can this puppy really go. We're sitting at a pretty big level here. This is Bitfinex. Sitting at a pretty big level. 11.5 is a 50% retracement from all-time high to December low. Breaking this, and it's kind of pretty relevant. You know, everybody likes to talk about Dow theory, so you put in a range, and then Dow theory says you're going to return to 50% of that range. So we've done that essentially now. Kind of decision time from here. We've got a 618 at 13.5. We've got the R1 yearly pivot at 13. And then from there, it's basically all-time high, and then R2. 1618, if we break all-time high this year, which, you know, anything is possible. Anything. We hit that magical 33K level, you know, some little 30 level up there. But other than that, you know, there hasn't been much on high time frames to give you a chance to get back in, other than this failed Head and Shoulders situation. That's all I have for this one. Like, dislike, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know where you think crypto's going, specifically Bitcoin, in the next few days or months. And happy trading.